Hi, everybody. I'm Director of Public Relations and Broadcasting, Bob Mills. Very pleased to have an opportunity to get a chance to talk to the new head coach of the Orlando Solar Bears, Anthony Noreen, who's taken the time out of his day out in Toronto to join us today. Anthony, really appreciate you taking the time.
No problem, anytime.
So, Coach, you're getting a chance to join prospect camp out there in Toronto with the Maple Leafs and the Marlies, of course. Can you talk about how your experience has been up at prospect camp so far?
I mean, it's been a tremendous experience. I mean, there's been a few parts that have made it great. And number one was just getting to meet some of the staff and guys that are involved in making the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Marlies go. You know, so getting to meet someone like Kyle Dubas face to face, and Sheldon Keefe and Scott Pellerin and the guys that are really trying to get the Maple Leafs going back in the right direction. So that's been the first part. Number two has been, being able to be on the ice with the player development staff of the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Marlies, and just to see kind of what they're all about right now. And they are truly about player development. There's not a lot of things going on at a high pace here right now. There's a ton of teaching. There's a ton of stopping things, slowing things down, and making sure that the habits of their prospects are in the right place. And the final part of it has been the meetings. We've had a lot of meetings off the ice that are just things that the Maple Leafs and Marlies, and obviously us and the Solar Bears as well, and our whole organization, we value character-wise. So social media training, what to do and not to do when it comes to dealing with media first person, how to act when you're out in public, things like that. And I think the guys, everybody here, and staff included, I think there was a ton to learn, and I think everything's been first class so far.
Of course, getting a chance to jump out there on the ice with these prospects as well has to be a pretty cool opportunity. Can you talk about some of the interactions that you've had maybe on the ice with these prospects?
Yeah, I mean, the guys have been great. Obviously my first time on the ice with most of them, and you could see why they were drafted. You could see the skill level. You could see what they bring to the table, but they've been open and they want to learn. So that's kind of been the most exciting part for me on the ice, is how receptive the players have been to the teaching. They don't know me, most of them, from a hole in the wall, and they've been very receptive and have taken feedback and put it into place. And so it's been a really good working environment, not just from the staff side, but interacting with the players has been great as well.
It's head coach Anthony Noreen joining us here today talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs prospect camp that he is up in Toronto attending right now. We, of course, have seen last year. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to see some of these prospects out here in Orlando again this season. And you talked a little bit about the way the organization is trying to teach these players from top down about, as you mentioned, social media and how to conduct themselves in a professional environment. And they want to make sure that they've had a chance to get in touch with everybody from the top down throughout the entire organization. What are some of the other benefits maybe that you've seen from being out there in camp in terms of how the entire Maple Leaf system will get interacted throughout the entire organization?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just been made very clear, and Brendan Shanahan addressed the group on the first day, and it was made very clear from that point on that, kind of what's been going on with the Maple Leafs over the last couple of years is unacceptable. It's just not going to be accepted anymore from anyone in the organization. It's time. It's time to turn things around, and the guys sitting in these rooms are the guys that are going to have to do it. And honestly, what a special and exciting time to be part of this great organization, this storied tradition that goes along with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and being able to be part of the group that gets it back in the right direction, because it's going in the right direction. And guys that aren't on board are just going to be left behind or pushed elsewhere. So, I think the biggest thing, the underlying tone of the whole camp is basically, hey, we're going in the right direction. You're either coming with us or like I said, you're going to be left behind. So, the guys have been great so far. I think, one other thing they've done a really good job of is not just the on-ice stuff and the meeting stuff, but there's been a lot of team-building stuff as well. The guys went paintballing the other day. Yesterday they did a kind of zip lining and a little bit of like an adventure tour. So there's been all kinds of stuff that these guys have done, away from the rink and away from the training facility as well, to try and get them to know each other. So when they do play with each other, whether it's next year or 5 years from now, there's a little bit of chemistry there, a little bit of a relationship there, and some trust between the guys.
And you talked a little bit as well about the emphasis on teaching during the on-ice portions of the camp from what you've been able to be a part of up to this point. Can you talk at all about where we might see similarities in terms of the on-ice systems that are being used in Toronto with both the Maple Leafs and the Marlies, and how maybe those systems might be similar to what you end up running here in Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of similarities between systematically, and even a lot of similarities in the language that they're using up here that are things that I will definitely that I've used in the past, and definitely things that I'll bring to Orlando. And there's also been a lot of things that have been new and exciting ideas for me to hear, and things I'll definitely implement as well. And I always feel like as a coach, if you're not asking questions and you're not getting better and you're not developing just as much as you ask your players to do, somebody else is going to pass you by. So I think I've taken a lot of tips and pointers and drills and in different ways to explain things up here that I think are going to lead to hopefully myself being a better coach. And I think the big things that they're talking about here is puck possession. That's something I've always taken pride in my teams being a great puck possession team, and that's something that they want to do here. And that starts with puck retrievals. That starts with work ethic. You got to have the skill to hold on to it. You got to have the skill to make plays when you have it. So that's been a big emphasis here. Skating, puck handling, skill development has been a big emphasis, and I think that's something. Once you get to the pro level, sometimes you just kind of focus more on systematic play and things like that. But again, I think you're never too old to become a better skater. You're never too old to work on your shot and work on your hands, and that's been a huge emphasis here at this camp. So I think it's good to see that things like, again, puck possession, skill development, again, creating on the rush, making plays, making something out of nothing, instead of dumping pucks, trying to gain entry with possession. I think those are all things that we'll definitely do in Orlando. And again, for me, it's been exciting to see that those are things that the Leafs and the Marlies are doing as well.
Head coach Anthony Noreen joining us from Toronto Maple Leafs prospect camp. Coach, thanks a lot, and we'll be sure to talk to you soon.
Yeah, glad